Malawi Brief.
Mlembi wakale ku nduna wa zachitetezo a James Chusiwa auza komiti imene ikuyendesa kafukufuku ya ngozi ya ndege imene inachitika ku Chikangawa kuti iwo sanatenge nawo mbali pa ndondomeko ya ulendo ya yemwe anali wachiwiri kwa mtsogoleri wa dziko lino Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima, ulendo umene amapita ku Mzuzu. Iwowa auza izi komiti pamene akuyankhanso mafunso ena.
In that regard. Thank you.
All right. What is the administration's step should have been taken at ministry level before the aircraft was assigned to carry the vice president on 10th June? Were those steps taken? If yes, produce the documentation. If not, explain why.
Honorable Chair and your committee, as I indicated, the Minister of Defense does not play any role in the utilization of Malawi Defense Force assets. As indicated, the Malawi Defense Force commander is a controlling officer in his own right. And when requests are made, whether by government ministries, departments and agencies, or individuals, those requests do not pass through the Minister of Defense. They go directly to the Malawi Defense Force headquarters, and they make decisions without even consulting the Ministry of Defense. Thank you.
Chair. So on this particular day, you mean that there was no any information concerning the procurement of the aircraft for the VIP?
No, Honorable Chair and your committee.
Ilongemude.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. I'm asking questions for clarity, PS. So I'll ask you the first question. I have just two simple questions. Within the civil service, do you delegate when you are specifically invited to attend a meeting as a PS?
Yes, there are times when I delegate.
When
I use to delegate.
Okay. The second question that I have is when you are traveling outside as a principal secretary, do you seek leave of absence or you seek permission from the chief secretary or SPC for you to travel outside? And on this particular day, when you were going for your trip to Madrid, did you seek that leave of absence to request that you be allowed to travel?
Honorable Chair and your committee, as Principal Secretary, when I travel, when I am to travel outside of the country, I seek leave of absence. I request a leave of absence from two superiors. The first one is the minister responsible. So at Minister of Defense, with regard to the Madrid trip, when I got the invitation, I deployed a memo to the minister to indicate that I've been accepted to attend this refresher course, and the minister approved. After that approval, a PS is also supposed to seek approval from the chief secretary or the secretary to the president and cabinet then. So after the approval of my minister, I did deploy another memo to the secretary to the president and cabinet, who also approved. And it was on that basis that I proceeded with the trip. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair, for giving this chance the people of Nchewudzo-Nzimvayi to ask a question from Mr. James Chusiwa. As a PS, as a former PS, I would like to appreciate the standard interministerial process when the Vice President travels by military aircraft on an official functions. Which ministries are involved? What are these respective responsibilities? And was that process followed in relation to the 10th June 2024 flight? Thank you.
Honorable Chair and your committee, I may not know all the ministries that are involved when the Vice President travels, because that is the responsibility of the office of the Vice President. But what I would say, when military assets are involved, is that the office of the Vice President would have to get in touch with the Malawi Defense Force to find out the availability of the asset that they would like to use. And after that, it's like they will proceed to make their plans. The Ministry of Defense is not involved in any way, and it is not possible for me to indicate which other MDAs are involved in that planning process. Thank you.
Blantyre Malabada.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. My interest was similar to the Zamayani's inquiry into the inventory of the MDF, but Mr. Chusia has said that the ministry does not keep any records. But I would like to find out as to why this is the case, since this is the mother ministry for the MDF. Why do they not also keep records of the inventory? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Chair and your committee, I will respond in this way. Before I became Secretary for Defense, I was Secretary for Local Government. And I think, as most members of this committee may know, the Ministry of Local Government is responsible for all district councils, all city councils, and 2 municipal councils. All these councils have different assets. The councils themselves maintain an inventory of their assets. At the Ministry of Local Government, we did not maintain assets of all councils in the country. So I did not see it as a surprise when I moved to Minister of Defense that I should be interested in maintaining the inventory of assets of the Ministry of the Malawi Defense Force, when the Malawi Defense Force commander is a controlling officer. Thank you.
Desakasena.
Thank you so much, Chair, and once again, good morning, Mr. Josiwa. I have 3 or 4 questions which I feel I need to engage the witness chair for you. The first one is, you were a controlling officer of Minister of Defense. I've tried to understand and to listen to your testimony so that I understand where you separate the two, because you have said the Malawi Defense Force, the controlling officer is the commander. Is it Malawi Defense Force commander? I want you to take us through the reporting line from the Ministry of Defense as a parent policy holder, I must believe so, and the Malawi Defense Force. I know Malawi Defense Force, there's Malawi Air Force, there's Marine. What's the reporting line? Who reports to who? Because in your presentation here, you were saying, for example, when the news broke out, you couldn't update the minister. Rather, it was the commander and the minister talking directly. The controlling officer, who is the policy holder, which was you were in the dark. So can you take us briefly, maybe in a minute, 60 seconds, or 120 seconds, 2 minutes, what's the reporting line between the ministry and Malawi Defense Force?
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, the Malawi Defense Force commander interacts with me, interacts with the Secretary for Defense, as well as the Minister of Defense.
Point of order, Chair. I want you to be mindful of the words you are using, because I've said the reporting line. So I don't think reporting line and interacting, I have two different meanings of interactions. You can interact the way you and me were interacting, can be official or unofficial. So I'm asking the official line of reporting between the minister and MDO.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I've taken note of the intervention by the honorable member. I will then indicate that the Malawi Defense Force commander can report to the Secretary for Defense. He can also report to the Minister of Defense, and he also reports to the Commander-in-Chief of the Malawi Defense Force. Thank you.
All right, Chair. We'll go to the next question, because I'm not yet convinced with the word "can report." It means it's optional. He can choose not to report, or.
Yeah, Honorable Chair and your committee, I think I should indicate that reports. So it's like the Commander, MDF, reports to Secretary for Defense, reports to the Minister, and reports to the Commander-in-Chief.
Thank you. We'll come back to that response later. Let's go to the next question, for the Chair. Not related to the June 10, 2024 incident, which you are here to respond to, but I want to build on from the response from this. At any point, you being the Secretary for Defense, when you are saying the commander do report to the Secretary of Defense, the Minister, and sometimes Chief, Commander-in-Chief, that's the President, I take it like that. At any point, has the commander or his subordinates report to you relating to any Air Force operational readiness or any operational challenges concerning administrative budget for the Defense Force, let's say budgetary issues, procurement or policy issues which need to be addressed, which they thought it is in a short, or it's not within their best for them to serve this nation. At any point, do you remember?
Honorable Chair and your committee, not specifically reporting to me, but I will speak to an incident that occurred, and that was during the time when the Minister of Defense was Honorable Monica Changanamuno. When the commander comes, there are times when he would engage the minister on his own, And there are also times when I would be invited to attend those meetings. And I think it was during, in preparations for the it should have been 2024 25 budget. There was a discussion about the need for more funding to the Malawi National Service, who do the productive activities for the Malawi Defense Force. And we did discuss that issue, and the minister took it, so he indicated that he was going to take it up with the Minister of Finance. Thank you.
All right, apart from maybe the reporting from the commander, but you as a controlling officer, you as a parliament ministry of Malawi Defense Force, Malawi Air Force, Malawi Marine, and other and Malawi National Service, as you have said, have you had at the ministry level then a time to assess assessing whether there was a limitations of any limitations which they were affecting Air Force ability for safety and effectively conduct their VIP transport missions or their own officer air transport mission prior to 10 June 2024?
Honorable Chair and your committee, yes. There were discussions to the effect that the Malawi Air Force had a number of helicopters that were out of service. And this was an issue that was discussed during a meeting of the Defense Council. And I serve as the secretary in that council. So it was an issue that was discussed, and a decision was made that the Air Force commander should identify service centers that could repair some of the helicopters. Thank you.
I know I've noted that sometimes you're able to remember, sometimes you cannot remember. I fully understand. But can you recall when was that? The time the decision was made to tell Air Force commander to find the service center to service these properties?
I cannot specifically recall, but that was at the last Defense Council meeting I attended. It may have been towards the beginning of 2025.
So that was after the incident. I was asking before, not relating to June 2024. Before that, there was no any plan to service anything.
No, Honorable Chair and your committee, no. It's like it was not towards the beginning of 2025. It was, because I recall, it was before, it's like the incident we are discussing here. This happened in June. Yeah, so it may have been towards the beginning of 2024.
All right, maybe just lastly, now you sit in the Defense Council. The incident happened. You had area one made recommendations to have the Air Force commander to check if safe centers to service this. You combine these two, and that would be my chair. Did you get any report from Air Force commander? Where are we on servicing those, including this one, if it was fit to carry the VIP, the one which was involved, MAF 13, is it? They are very rusty. After the incident, I'm sure the Defense Council met. I don't want to go into details of that because I'm not so sure the legality of it. But what was discussions and your findings and the recommendations at the Defense Council? What shortcomings you noticed after that fateful incident, and what recommendations the Defense Council made? But you must have in mind that your first recommendation in early 2024, before this incident, was yet to be implemented. So I want you to have those two responses at hand. I submit, Chair.
Yeah, Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I could be mixing up at the time frame on when the Defense Council did discuss the issue. But then I will indicate that after the Defense Council had directed that the Air Force commander should identify service centers where the helicopters could be repaired, there was the team went out. They went to South Africa, identified, visited a number of service centers, and identified one that they felt could repair some of the helicopters. And there was a meeting at Malawi Defense Force headquarters where the film of the service center that was identified did make a presentation on how they could go about repairing. That time, Musaki, we were talking about the two Pumas. And the other question related to discussions that took place at the Defense Council, Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I would like to indicate that indeed after the accident, there was an extraordinary Defense Council meeting that was held, but it was held while I was in Spain. And the Minister of Defense chairs the Defense Council. And the minister, the former Minister of Defense, I think will be appearing before your committee, Honorable Chair. So I am of the view that he will be able to take that question. I thank you.
Somba City South.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Let me also join my friends in thanking Mr. Jusiwa for making myself available to this committee. Chairperson, I just wanted also to make follow-ups to what my colleagues have already asked. I think there was an issue of you taking leave of the Minister of Defense on your travel to Spain. And I think you did say you took leave. But would like to know, when is it that you took leave? Was it after the happenings, or it was way before the incident? We want to know that because as Zomba Tondo did ask, the approvals might be there, but people were supposed to make decisions whether to travel or not. I've also taken note, Chair, from his last submission, that he also missed a Defense Council meeting because he was in Spain. I'm just wondering, what was so important about this Spain trip that you miss the PS's meeting? You also miss the Defense Council meeting because you had to attend to business or a meeting in Spain. I just want to know how critical this Spain meeting was versus the national issue that was here affecting our country, losing 9 people, including the second citizen. Chairperson, I also wanted to to check with the witness. I know that the council of the committee of PSS, there's also the MDF commander in there. You might want to confirm that. I would want maybe you to respond to that before I proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and your committee.
I just wanted you to confirm if the MDF commander was also part of the PSS committee.
No, I cannot confirm since I did not attend the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You did not attend the meeting, but you don't know the composition of the PSS committee.
No, this was, Honorable Chair and your committee, this was an, I would say, an ad hoc committee. When there are different activities being done or an activity to be done, and OPC feels that there should be a committee of PSS, they decide which PSS should be in that committee. So since I did not attend the meeting, I cannot know who were members. I think Office of the President and Cabinet would be better positioned to indicate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that also indicates to me that you are not privy to what they discussed, your colleagues discussed in that meeting as PSS. Obviously, you are not privy to what they discussed because you don't know who was there and you don't know who chaired that meeting.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, yes, that is correct. As I have indicated, on the 11th of June 2024, when this meeting was called, I was going to a funeral of my aunt.
Thank you so much. Next, Chair, I also want to find out from the witness, when he was responding to the Zagasina, you did mention that MDF commander reports to you. Can you confirm?
Yes, because MDF.
Thank you. I just wanted the yes. Chairperson, meaning that if MDF commander reports to Secretary for Defense, it means he is the father of the MDF. He's supposed to take that leadership in a way because the head of the MDF is reporting to him. So this is where I'm going now. There are matters to do with equipment, like the Zagasina did ask, issues to do with HR, including the pilots and what have you. In that regard, it wouldn't be wrong to say that you are the responsible person because the MDF commander reports to you, even on these matters. I'm taking this to where now I want to go because one of the recommendations from the report, a BFU report, there are several recommendations, but several are touching on the Ministry of Defense. Meaning, the issues, for example, I should read the recommendation on page 17, which says the Minister of Defense, who is your boss, of the Republic of Malawi should ensure that aircraft of the MDF or Malawi Armed Forces transporting persons are equipped with the emergency locator transmitter, and there are also other issues to do with the airworthiness of the machines. So you should be in the know of the condition of these machines that are under your responsibility. I should extend, Chairperson, that we are aware as a committee, like the Zagasina said, that the helicopters that are lying idle somewhere in Malawi, purportedly because we don't have personnel to fly those machines. And I think in 2024, these helicopters were around. So I just wanted you to also speak to those things because we expect that the Secretary to Minister of Defense is on top of making sure that the resources are made available to the Minister of Defense, because the head of the defense, who is the commander of MDF, reports to you. Chairperson, I submit.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I just would like to request the Deputy Chair maybe to elaborate a bit more on, you said that the helicopters were lying idle because of some other issues. Yeah, which helicopters are these?
Thank you so much, Mr. Jusiwa. We have information that we have got planes that are lying idle, I think in the southern region, belonging to the MDF, that are not in operation because we do not have the necessary human resource that has been well trained to fly these machines.
No, thanks very much, Honorable Chairperson and your committee, and thanks for the elaboration. Well, I will indicate that it is two aircrafts. They are fixed wing aircrafts that are in Blantyre, and they are not helicopters, and that's why I think I wanted that clarification. As I indicated earlier, the Malawi Defense Force commander indeed reports to me as Secretary for Defense, and I also indicated that he also reports to the minister, and I also indicated that the Malawi Defense Force commander is a controlling officer in his own right. So the Malawi Defense Force commander does not report to the Secretary for Defense everything that he has to do with the Malawi Defense Force. He will report to the Secretary for Defense on issues that he feels the ministry should assist the Malawi Defense Force in addressing a particular issue. But there are a lot of things that the Malawi Defense Force commander decides, takes action, and addresses things without consulting the Ministry of Defense.
I thought we were coming to a conclusion. I'm still seeing hands. So it means there's more areas to be. Okay, can I ask my question?
But Chair, I had a supplementary.
Maybe Chair, there are, I think, some other questions that he raised that I have not yet.
Okay, I'll allow you to answer.
Thank you, Chair. The taking leave of absence was done before the incident. Yes, I am missing the Defense Council meeting. Before I left for Madrid, I did not know that there was going to be a meeting of the Defense Council. But I think, as I indicated, Saka had taken leave of both the minister and the secretary to the president and cabinet.
So I'll allow one question to those that are, yes. But then can you jot down those questions now? Because we've had direct engagement with you. can you jot down those questions? You can answer them all at once, okay, for the sake of time. So Zomba Tondwe, there's a Mayani, that will be and then there's a Casina, and the last one will be Planta Malabad.
Thank you so much, Chair. Before I ask my questions, but just maybe to remind our witness, Mr. Chusiwa, that what Zomba City South was asking was, you mentioned to us that you had gone for a refresher course. And he was asking on the importance of the refresher course as compared to the tragedy that had befallen this country at that particular time. I personally gave him, Chair, an example of what the state president did. The state president had a schedule. He was flying to Bahamas, if I'm not wrong. But the same day, he canceled, despite all the preparations, despite the fact that all preparations were completed. He canceled. And with reference to the tragic accident, you were the number one person. So I just wanted that question to be answered. It's not my question, it's his question. But number two, I wanted him to confirm that he's in the Defense Council by virtue of his position as Principal Secretary of Defense, not as Mr. Chusiwa, which means, the way I understand it, the Defense Council is like a board for security issues. Now, he's coming there as because of his position as PS, and he's the secretary for the same, meaning all the minutes that are written there, he's the one writing. Meaning the best person to give us information, because he's the custodian of the minutes, should have been himself. But if you notice, Chair, he's avoiding all elements. And I wanted to be asking with reference to, of course, I know we'll get it in a different way. I was going to be asking for evidence of, he mentioned the dates, evidence of the meetings and stuff like that, to affirm his assertions. That's number one. Number two, just to finish, Chair, maybe let me cut there, but I really wanted him to take responsibility because he's not in the Defense Council. He's in the Defense Council rather by virtue of his position, representing the entire Ministry of Defense. I submit, Chair.
Deza.
Thank you, Chair. My questions are two, and the direct ones. Is the Ministry of Defense the policy holder that also holds policy issues regarding Malawi Defense Force? And if that's the case, I wanted also to know if Ministry of Defense has many children apart from MDF. I'm taking it as the mother ministry, in your own words, and I want to know how many children do you have? Because the way it is appearing, Chair, it is like the mother has a child, but the child is totally independent of the mother. And I want to know structurally, or as if the mother, the child, has three mothers. Because if they start reporting to the minister direct, PS direct, commander-in-chief direct, it's a structural issue. And lucky enough, we went to Madrid to learn about the disaster preparedness and the coordination. So now you see, you are leaving behind an institution that looks like has problems with coordination. So I want to learn finally from that. Thank you.
Chair, thank you. As you are writing down, Mr. Josiwa, as to answer as to how many official and official children the ministry has, I want you to confirm, prior to 10 June 2024 incident, for how long were you in that ministry?
Blanta Malaban.
Honorable Chairperson, the committee would have benefited a lot if the mother ministry had all the inventory of what the MDF has. Precisely, maybe you could have gotten an idea whether the aircrafts did have black boxes and other items. But he said that the MDF commander only reports on things that he feels are necessary. I would like to find out if the committee would have the opportunity to be able to appreciate the type of reports that were actually forwarded to his ministry. Thank you.
You may answer those 4 set of questions, and we can wind up.
Yes, Honorable Chairperson, I did not get the last part of the question. Thank you.
I would like to find out if you are in possession or know who is in possession of all the reports that were sent from the MDF to your office as a PS.
Honorable Chair and your committee, maybe I should start with the last one because I really am not very sure. You're saying all reports that MDF sent to the Ministry of Defense. Is it during the time I was a Secretary for Defense, or you have specific reports that you are interested in, Honorable Member?
During the time you were responsible for the Ministry of Defense.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I think this would require, going through files, because when reports come to the ministry, they are filed. So I really, I don't know whether, that is information this ad hoc committee may be interested in. Because if it is, then the current, I can request the current secretary for defense to go through, files and find reports that were submitted by Malawi Defense Force and make them available. I think I will then try to respond to the questions that have been made by members. The first one was the issue of going to a refresher course when there was an accident that had occurred. I think, as I indicated earlier on, I felt that by going to attend the refresher course, OPC had put in place a committee of principal secretaries.